Seconds. Browns with the ball in Houston territory in the snow. There's Bernie Kosar running the hurry-up offense, and we're going to pick up the call of the game. Let's go there right now.
Field advantage will be predicated on what happens tonight between Buffalo and Indianapolis. Down to 35 seconds remaining as Kosar takes a long look and is able to throw it down, and we get a flag on the play. Will that be illegal grounding? Let's see.
It's intentional grounding, and the thing about it is, was he tackled? I guess in the grass doesn't make any sense anymore. But Kosar, when he throws, Horde is the only guy back there with him. He doesn't get out. Watch it. Here it is. He throws it, and the only guy around is on his left. Over here is an offensive lineman. Watch this. There are no offensive backs in the area. They call intentional grounding.
It sets it back to a third down and 19. 31 seconds remaining in the fourth. The ball at the Houston 42. And the Browns trailing by 3 points. Kosar has Brian Brennan. Stop. It goes for 31 yards and a timeout called with 23 seconds to go.
All right, we're going to come back and catch the final moments of regulation there. Obviously, the Browns are in field goal range at least, and maybe a couple of cracks at the end zone to win this thing in regulation, trailing now 17-14. Well, I have a chance, I want to tell you, that Dallas just got another touchdown, Burline to Michael Irvin. They had trailed at Philadelphia, but then Kelvin Martin broke an 85-yard punt return. Now the Cowboys trying to win their fourth in a row and deny Philadelphia its seventh consecutive win, leading 22-13 late in the fourth quarter at the Vet. Right back to Cleveland.
Bernie Kosar out of the shotgun and looking for Brian Brennan. He is wide open, going down. The defensive back fell down. Brennan still was open. He should have had safeties deep. And I'm talking to Brian Brennan yesterday, and I said, "How's it going?" He said, "Not good." And he smiled. I said, "What do you mean not good?" He said, "Well, I dropped a touchdown pass, and they're not talking to me, and they're not throwing to me, and I'm not playing." Now he's playing.
That was the fifth catch of the day for Brennan. What a setting here in Cleveland. 23 seconds remaining in the fourth. First down at the 12. Houston 17, Cleveland 14. Kosar looking end zone, now running for it.
He's got a first down inside the one. Now you got to call it final timeout. They called their final timeout with 8 seconds left to go. But what do? Do you go for the touchdown and try to win the ball game, or do you get yourself a field goal to tie it, to take it into overtime? What do you think you'll do?
And that is the final timeout for the Browns.
You see, with 8 seconds, Marv, he can still throw the ball. He can still throw the ball one time into the end zone because they do have a first down. So he can throw and then come back and kick the field goal if you want to. So that's exactly what I think they're going to do.
The ball placed down at the 2. 8 seconds remaining.
You hear these people yelling, all or nothing? You don't happen to be coaching the team, pal.
I would say the tendency would be to go for it, but as you say, a little bit more difficult decision when you're down on the field as that man is.
Now they're going to measure this, but they have the first down. They have it by almost a yard. Houston wanted to see it to make sure. Chris Dishman is there. But here's the situation, too. Now, you know, you don't say, well, we'll go for it in the end zone and, you know, let's win the ball game and not kick the field goal. They've come too far to let this game out of whack, even though they may not have a shot at the playoffs. Doesn't make any difference. These guys want to win a football game and every opportunity they can. So the one thing he's just telling Bernie, if it's not there, throw it away.
The lone deep back is Leroy Hoare. 8 seconds remaining. And Kozar, is it? I don't know, unless he did not see anyone, or miscommunication on a timing pattern, with 4 seconds remaining.
Well, you had Slaughter was jammed right at the line of scrimmage. He was trying to get into the corner of the end zone, and that was just thrown up right into the corner. Bernie didn't even take any time. He just took the ball. Bernie Kozar took the ball and just threw it. Slaughter never got off the line of scrimmage.
This will be an 18-yard field goal attempt from Matt Stover, first-year player from Louisiana Tech. His first attempt of the day. And here it is for the tie. Missed it. No good. From 18.
He slipped when he went to kick the ball. I mean, this is it's a first-year player, but you've got to make sure your footing, you've got to make sure everything is perfect for you. You've got all the time in the world to kick the ball. Because even a penalty doesn't hurt you. You don't have to go up and rush it. Even if they would have been penalized back, it wouldn't have made any difference on the play, and he just slipped as he went to kick the ball.
And Matt Stover has had a good season, 15 for 19 coming in, but what a bleak ending for what appeared to be a terrific finish for the Cleveland Browns. Time has run out. Here is another look at it.
He falls down, but his left foot slipped a little bit, not much, but he just hooked this thing badly. The hold seemed to be fine. The laces were fine.
So the Cleveland Browns are now officially eliminated from wild card possibility. They dropped to 6-9. Houston, on the other hand, winning one on the road, winning one under adverse weather conditions, and going to a record of 11-4. We'll be back to...
Well, the Cleveland Browns are now 6-9, and I guess it's been a good season in terms of bouncing back and restoring respectability. But think of some of the games. The block at the end against Cincinnati, the 23-point lead, I guess it was, against Philadelphia, losing with 9 seconds at Houston, a game they thought they had, and then this one slipping away. These guys could have had a wild card easy this year.
Well, the difference is they're losing those kind of games. New England has won these kind of games, but he missed it. He didn't slip.
All right, now, by virtue of losses today, the Browns are out, the Seahawks are out. Only the Jets or the Dolphins can grab the last wild card in the AFC, and the Dolphins do it if they beat San Diego later, and we're coming right back. NFC West, they'll do it if New Orleans loses tomorrow night against the Raiders. Seattle's out 26-13. Detroit can stay alive for the championship in the NFC Central and clinch a wild card with a win, but they'd have no chance for the division championship if they lose at Green Bay. Still time left in this game at Lambeau. 21-17 Lions over the Packers. New England deals the Jets a costly defeat, 6-3, but the Jets are still alive if the Dolphins lose later today at San Diego. Minnesota is out of the playoff chase, but they did win today over the Rams 20-14. This game was meaningless. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, but the Steelers win it for pride, 17-10. Take a breath, step aside, come right back. 14, the Browns are out. Oilers had already clinched the AFC Central, thinking about a first-round bye, thinking about a home game in at least the divisional round. There's Warren Moon on the sideline. They had come from behind late in their game at the Astrodome a few weeks ago to thwart Cleveland. Today, they trailed early as Kozar hit Leroy Hoare for the touchdown to make it 7-0. Warren Moon came back. Ernest Givens was open for the 7-yard score, tied it at 7. Kozar again, however, as we move on to the second quarter and the snow begins to fall in Cleveland. Brian Brennan will latch on to the 8-yarder. Cleveland led by a score of 14-7. An Al Del Greco field goal of 27 yards pulled the Oilers to 14-10. And then with just over 2 minutes to play, it's Moon to Haywood Jeffries, who has caught more passes than anyone in the league this year, just over the line for the touchdown that gave them the 17-14 lead. And then, as many of you saw on the postgame show, Matt Stover misses a 19-yard field goal that could have forced overtime after his team got down to between the 1- and 2-yard lines, and so the Browns are eliminated. Willie?
Well, Bob, I feel bad for Matt Stover. You know, Dan Reeves of Broncos coach said a few weeks ago, one of the toughest places to kick a field goal in the league is Cleveland. Of all the mud, you got to pick out the highest piece of mud. But here it is all over again. And I think what happened to him, he simply missed the kick. He did not slip. It's just like hitting a golf shot, Bob. You know, he didn't follow through the right way. I think he was so close to the goalpost that he wanted to try to make sure he got it up in the air, and he didn't do it.
OJ?
You know, I think it's just a case that, you know, it started earlier this year in the Super Bowl when Norwood had his problems in the Super Bowl, and I think kickers sympathize for other kickers, and this has been a horrible year for kickers. They've had a tough time all year. I also want to make a point, is I heard an announcer last week give Coach of the Year to Jimmy Johnson. I think Jimmy Johnson's done a good job. I think Joe Gibbs has done a great job. But when you look at the job that Wayne Fontes has done in Detroit, they've won 11 games, and I don't care who they played. They won 11 games. And Jerry Glanville, to think that this team could clinch the West right now is inconceivable to me. I mean, you know, you think what New Orleans was doing earlier this year, to see that they're about to clinch that division is unbelievable to me.
Okay, speaking of Jimmy Johnson, his team cannot clinch today, but they can win their 4th in a row and go to 10-5. And with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the 4th quarter at the Vet, they have the lead at 25-13. The big play, Kelvin Martin broke an 85-yard punt return early in the 4th quarter to bring them from behind. Since then, they've gotten a field goal and a Berline touchdown pass to Michael Irvin, and they lead 25-13. Now, apparently, this will snap Philadelphia's winning streak at 6. It will not eliminate the Eagles. However, if the Saints win tomorrow night, since the Falcons already won today, and if the Cowboy lead holds over the Eagles, if the Saints win tomorrow night at home against the Raiders, the Eagles are out of wild card contention, unless somehow in the last 240 they can patch a rally together and come back and win this ball game. Atlanta moves to within an eyelash of the championship in the NFC West. They get it if the Raiders beat the Saints tomorrow night, or they'll have another crack to wrap it up next week. Final home game for the Falcons in Fulton County Stadium. They move into their new home next year. They won today 26-13. Deion Sanders with the early interception, and he'll lateral it back to his running mate, Tim McKyer. McKyer and Sanders, two of the mouthier players in the National Football League, least popular among the opposition. And here is Deion cementing that relationship with his foes with a bit of a celebration. Kelly Stoffer was almost cemented into the end zone on this play. They got him for a safety, and he also sprained his right knee. He was out, and Dave Craig came back in to quarterback the rest of the way. This is Craig from out of the end zone. And it's almost a reverse of the earlier play, because this